Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Dazza, and today we are watching some WatchMojo UK, and I'm such a big fan of this channel. I really am. That some of the videos that they put together on, you've got WatchMojo UK, US, Miss Mojo. I'm such a big fan of all three of them, and I'm so glad that I actually get to react to some of these videos because before I started this channel, I used to watch them and like while I was cooking and things like that, and now I can actually watch them first time live on camera with you guys as well. So yeah, it's amazing that I'm actually able to do this. And today I'm reacting to the top 10 British TV moments that caused major outrage. And obviously I'm in the UK, so I get the feeling that I'm gonna know some of these. Some of them may not be. So for this first one here, like loose women, my wife will know everything about this feud, but I know nothing. That I know obviously Colleen Nolan. Kim, I don't know what her last name is. She was that one, How Clean Is Your Ass or something like that. But I had no idea with their feud. But I'm gonna know a lot of the people on it. I'm just let's see what I know and what I don't, and let's see if any of them like shock me or shocked me at the time. We'll see. But let's get into this. I hope you enjoy.
Want to sit and talk to lying
Well, I
trash
think
like
that's
you.
sad. I think we should have drawn a line.
Yeah, not good.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 British TV moments that caused major outrage.
This is great TV, but this is not good for me. I don't like this.
Susie.
Why are you looking so shocked?
I mean, I'm not sure.
They always stop for hours.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel.
do. Go
and
check
ring
out
the
their
bell
channel,
to
it's
get
amazing.
notified about our latest videos.
All of them are incredible. Can't
For this
speak
list,
highly
we're
enough.
looking at the most controversial and scandalous scenes ever to air on British TV. Let us know in the comments which one would have you writing to Ofcom. Number 10, Piers Morgan vs Helen Whatley. Good Morning Britain.
I don't know why you're laughing. Why are you laughing?
Oh, she can't see it.
You said
I'm telling you what it is. It's actually very serious.
This explosive interview on Good Morning Britain in April 2020 was so controversial, it led to Downing Street banning senior ministers from making an appearance for months, and Piers Morgan himself being prevented from attending the government's press briefings.
So the latest information we have for NHS workers is that 19 NHS workers
That's
have
complete
various
nonsense.
Questioning Care Minister Helen Whatley about the high number of deaths in care homes due to mismanagement of the global pandemic, Whatley ended up laughing and trying to dodge Piers's questions about the many unnecessary fatalities.
I think it's really important to take the steps that we
No,
can.
I tell you what's really important is that you just answer straight questions. Is it true that 4,000 people... Why are you laughing? What's the
I'm
matter with
coming
you?
to answer your question, but I'm not.
What do you find funny about this?
Piers was later hit with thousands of Ofcom complaints about his notoriously aggressive interview style, though neither he nor Whatley came out of the clip looking good. Number 9.
Do you know what the thing is that before I met my missus, I never ever watched Good Morning Britain. I never really watched the news, to be fair. That she watches it every morning, and I used to really enjoy it with Piers Morgan on there. Yeah, there's a lot of the times where he's over the top and he goes too far, but to actually get someone on there that comes out and speaks their mind and they say what's on their mind, it doesn't just make for good television, but he basically asks a lot of questions that we're thinking and we want them to ask, but they won't because it's on TV. Whereas Piers came out and he'd done that, and it was a shame that he left. After he left Good Morning Britain, I never really watched it that much after. Like, it still goes on in the morning, but I don't really pay attention. But I found that since he's been on the show, I may be wrong on this because I've never really watched it that much before, so I don't really know what kind of like presenter Susanna Reid was or journalist. But I find now that like she's a lot more like Piers, where she will ask the hard-hitting questions. I don't know how she was before that, but I feel that him being there kind of brought a little bit out in her as well, if that makes sense. I don't know about this one. Drag performance, I have no idea about.
Drag performance, Strictly Come Dancing. 2020's musical-themed week was opened with a dance routine inspired by Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, a 2006 musical based on a 1994 film about a group of drag queens driving through the outback.
Give me a break. I was never that famous.
I'm not joking.
But the performance received about 100 Ofcom complaints from people claiming the musical was inappropriate because Strictly is a family show. Strictly producers hit back by saying the show is, and always has been, inclusive. Just a few months earlier though, it was hit with even more complaints about having a same-sex dance partnership. And in 2019, a one-off same-sex routine ruffled feathers as well. In all cases, the BBC was cleared of any wrongdoing. Number 8, Kim and Colleen.
The thing is that when it comes to things like that, I obviously, for me, I don't really have an opinion on it, like whether negative or positive. That to me, it's just the case. It's the way that the world's going. That like there's a lot more inclusion. There's a lot more to the world than there used to be back in like the 90s or even like the early millennium growing up. That you feel that the Ofcom complaints and things like Ofsted complaints that they get are probably like the older generation where it comes from. But yeah, I mean, it's the case that like you get used to seeing drag, you get used to like seeing like same sex dances. It's happened on Strictly, it happened on Dancing on Ice and things like that. It's just the way the world's going. It's just something that the older generation are not gonna be as accepting of it as the current generation. But then there's even some like in my generation that will roll their eyes at it and they'll be like, really, really, really. I'm just one of these that I sit on a fence where like it's not an issue for me, where I feel like I have to complain about what they're doing, and it's not an issue where I feel like I have to agree with what they're doing. It's just something that as long as it's not harming anyone, who gives a shit what they're doing?
Reunite. Loose Women.
I know what I went through.
No, let her rant on.
I know what I went through.
Awful. It was awful what you went through, Kim. Us.
Colleen Nolan was voted the winner of the 19th series of Celebrity Big Brother, and ex-housemate Kim Woodburn, whose time in the house was more than a little inflammatory, didn't keep her anger to herself. They were bitter rivals during CBB, with Kim accusing Colleen of being two-faced. But far more outrageous than anything that happened in the house was when ITV staged a reunion of Kim and Colleen on Loose Women.
You know what you did, and I'm going to tell you something.
I tell you what I did. I
Just a
didn't
minute.
tell you how vile you are from day one. That's
You,
what
my
I should
dear,
have done.
you, my dear.
You're a horrible, self-centered, publicity-seeking witch.
Janet Street Porter was the judge trying to put an end to the feud, but things didn't go as planned.
I don't want to draw a line on
You don't want
because
to
I will
pick-
never forget what the likes of her and 7 others put me through.
Okay, well,
I'll never forget it, never.
But,
Because
Kim,
it was sad and awful and it was bloody cruel.
Suffice to say, Kim
Damn.
wasn't actually interested in reconciliation and walked off set.
I wouldn't want to sit and talk to lying
Well, I
trash
think
like
that's
you.
sad. I think we should have drawn the line.
yeah, no.
Both of them were on the verge of tears by the end. Number 7, Diversity's.
I actually I think I watched that series of Celebrity Big Brother. That I've never, like, it's the case that like meeting my wife, I have to watch so much trash TV now, but some of it I have got into. I'm not gonna lie. And some of the Big Brothers are like, before I met my wife, I never ever used to watch I'm a Celebrity, and I love watching it every year now, apart from when they done it in Wales. But yeah, I don't understand how this is something that caused major outrage for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Tribute to BLM, Britain's Got Talent. After making their name on Britain's Got Talent back in 2009, London-based dance troupe Diversity returned to the show to perform over 10 years later.
Another disease, deep-rooted in our system. Fear, hate and ignorance, but racism was the symptom.
But thousands of viewers had a problem with the issues Diversity raised in their performance as they addressed the Black Lives Matter movement.
But I think what they tried to do was well-intentioned but very misguided, and the British public have said, you know what, we don't want this. It was pre-Watershed, it was very violent, it was, you know, portraying police brutality and the kneeling on necks. And
complaints claimed that the dance was offensive to white viewers and that it wasn't appropriate for family viewing, with the tabloids also jumping on the story to lambast Diversity for their stance. Ultimately, Ofcom cleared Britain's Got Talent of any wrongdoing on the grounds of freedom of expression.
I mean, we were climbing to the most complained about TV moment of the day. I really wanted number 1. I felt like I was climbing the chart. I really did, but we got to number 2 and then kind of Ofcom ruled that they weren't going to investigate.
Wow. Number 6.
Okay, but I don't understand it because they went on, they're a dance group and they portrayed something for police brutality and something that went down in America when the Black Lives Matter movement started, and it's something that they brought to light on the stage of Britain's Got Talent, and there was major outrage for it. But if a singer went on and said, I've got an original song, and they sung something about it, it wouldn't have been an issue. I don't get it. I don't see what diversity did wrong there. That, like, it offends the white community. Serious. I don't understand how that caused major outrage. I really don't.
Clarkson on The One Show. The One Show.
They just keep going. But they don't. They always stop in Reading. Why are you looking so shocked?
I mean, I'm not sure.
They always stop for hours.
Though he's had a long and incredibly successful career in television, Jeremy Clarkson has been at the centre of many, many controversies during his lifetime. But his comments on The One Show in 2011 were so extreme, he was forced to issue a public apology.
But others, including many supporters of yesterday's strike, failed to see the funny side. They saw a combination of bad taste and a politically motivated attack.
He started out by saying people who end their lives by jumping in front of trains are selfish, and ended with some now notorious remarks that workers carrying out industrial action in the 2011 public sector strikes should be executed.
I mean, how dare they go on strike when they've got these gilt-edged pensions that are going to be guaranteed while the rest of us have to work for a living?
Clarkson amassed an immense 21,000 complaints to Ofcom. The One Show itself also had to apologise to the trade unions organising the strike. Number 5.
Okay, so the thing is that, like, if you sit there and tell me that you haven't been in a position before, because I've been in there now, and I'm not going to lie, it's crossed my mind as well that, like, obviously now I drive, so everywhere I go I drive, but back in the day, like 15, 20 years ago, when I was going to work, I had to take the train, and on more than one occasion, it was the case, like, we've got a jumper, we've got someone jump in front of a train. You're not going to say it out loud, but it does cross your mind, like, really? Like, it's a bit selfish, isn't it? That, like, obviously you're younger then, but I don't know, sometimes you just think that, like, you want to speak your mind on TV, and I can guarantee you that, like, if he got 1,000 complaints, there was probably 10,000 people that probably agreed with him. There's always going to be a higher percentage of people that are going to agree, and there's always going to be the people that complain. And you feel that even like nowadays people have to be so careful in what they want to say, in fears of getting cancelled and everything else, that, like, there's so many eggshells to actually step on nowadays. That I don't know, but I probably, like, when it comes to, like, the union side and things like that, but I can guarantee you, for the majority of people, that, like, if they've been travelling to work and they've been delayed for an hour, 2 hours because someone decided to jump in front of a train at rush hour, I can guarantee you that's crossed their mind as well.
EastEnders Baby Swap. EastEnders. The soaps have a long history of tackling current affairs and real-world issues, including one contentious storyline tackling sudden infant death syndrome.
Come on now, open your eyes.
When Kat and Ronnie both gave birth in the same episode, Ronnie's baby died of cot death, leading her to actually switch the two babies and steal Kat's son, Tommy.
Don't cry.
The backlash to EastEnders was so huge that there were even rumours actors might quit the show.
That's not my baby.
Come on.
That's not my baby. That's not my baby.
The storyline was criticised both for being an extremely distressing plot to air pre-Watershed and for being medically inaccurate. But remarkably, despite over 13,000 complaints, the BBC was cleared of wrongdoing.
Better late than never, I can.
Number 4.
So with EastEnders is the only soap in my household, like, growing up. Like, my mum never watched any of the other soaps, but she never missed an episode of EastEnders. And I got bit by a dog once, and this dog was inches away from making me a girl. And I run in to my mum and said, I've just been bit by a dog, and I had blood coming out from, like, underneath me belly. And that, she's like, wait. Dun, 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 dun. What happened to you? Serious. She would not stop until the end of EastEnders. It paints her in a really bad light, but it's not. And even down to, like, my missus now. My missus watches EastEnders, and I went a long time without watching it. Like, as I got older, I never watched it. I used to watch it a lot as a kid, and all these storylines around Kat, Alfie, Ronnie and everything. What surprises me though is like now in EastEnders, current Kat is married to Phil, who obviously is related to Ronnie in whatever way, and there's no issues, there's no speaking of it or anything, whereas my wife can get pissed off over something that I'd done 20 years ago, 10 years before I even met us. I don't get it with soaps.
Or Race Row, Celebrity Big Brother. Many TV controversies are a lot of fuss over nothing, with Ofcom rarely actually getting involved. But this was not the case for the 5th series of Celebrity Big Brother, which landed Channel 4 in hot water.
You're a normal housemate like everybody else, and you need to come to terms with that and don't lie about things. Why come and say the only thing I ordered was OXO cubes? Why lie? Why lie?
Indian contestant and eventual winner Shilpa Shetty received abuse from fellow housemates, most notably Jade Goody, Goody's family, and Danielle Lloyd.
This is great TV, but this is not good for me. I don't like this.
Ofcom got involved, ultimately receiving over 44,000 complaints total, as did the police. It was even discussed by members of parliament. The scandal was so severe that Big Brother was only saved by being picked up by Channel 5, with Channel 4 unable to weather the storm.
Princess Newstead.
My name is Shilpa. Jackie, get that right.
I can't understand your name.
Well, then get it.
Understand it.
Number 3, Live Ghost Investigation.
Actually, to think with Jade Goody, actually with her nan and granddad, I used to work in a wholesalers and they were market traders and they used to come in quite a lot. And when Jade first went into Big Brother, it was around the time when I was working in the warehouse and I used to see him quite regular. I never met Jade, but they used to speak so highly of her. And then she hit fame and everything and then went back into Celebrity Big Brother. And I wasn't working in the warehouse at the time, so I never see her nan and granddad. And it was actually, it was Jackie, her mum, that used to come into the wholesalers quite a bit as well. But yeah, it's just something that like, it would have been so interesting to actually work there around her nan and granddad to get their thoughts and opinions on like that situation that was going down on TV and things like that. I never watched Big Brother at the time, so it was just something that, as they said, it made big news. It was in all the papers, it was on all the news, it went into Parliament. There was a lot of publicity around it. But yeah, it would have been interesting at the time to see what their thoughts would have been on it.
By credible broadcaster Michael Parkinson, viewers up and down the country believed what they were seeing, despite the fact it aired on Halloween.
Always know when it's scripted and you always know when it's acted based on how people are reacting and talking. That like if you've got someone in a situation and it's paranormal and it's like, no, go, please, leave me alone, leave me, it's scripted. Whereas any other situation, like, ah! Just scream like, I'm getting the hell out of here. In a paranormal situation like that, why are you standing in the house anyway? You just get the hell out.
Completely. This has never been rebroadcast. Number 2.
So Parkinson was in it as well to try and pull the wool over people's eyes. But no, I remember my mum and dad talking about a program. I can't remember if it was the 80s or the 90s. I think it was I think this was The Haunting in Enfield or something like that. I can't remember. No. It was something I remember him talking about. I don't know if it was that, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind the odd horror film here and there, but like paranormal stuff, I don't know. I'm one of these people that like I have to see it to believe it, and I don't really believe in what I've never witnessed or experienced or seen, if that makes sense. So yeah, when it comes to paranormal stuff and things like that, I don't know. I'm into thrillers and everything, but like growing up, I used to love like Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play and things like that. But yeah, paranormal stuff just ain't my cup of tea at the moment.
Chris Morris gets in trouble. Brass eye.
These are our children. They skip down our streets, but the paedophile is waiting.
What the fuck? One of the most controversial shows ever made, Chris Morris's magnum opus is still as hilariously offensive today as it was in the 90s. But 2001's one-off special, Peter Geddon, was so outrageous, it got the entire show canned forever by Channel 4.
How brazen and shameless is the modern paedophile? Well, take a look at this card here. What sort of sick individual put things like this up in a telephone box? What sort of thing was going through his mind?
Lampooning the British press's obsession with uncovering and
Gary
branding
Lineker's
people
on
as
it as well.
paedophiles, Morris managed to convince celebrities like Gary Lineker to repeat absolute nonsense along with creating iconic comedy sketches like the one disguised as a school.
We're after your help too. Security footage of a paedophile disguised as a school. He's been getting away with it in Sheffield for 12 years. Do you know him? Have you seen him? Please call.
3,000 complaints made their way to Ofcom, and Morris also earned the ire of the very tabloids he was mocking, like the Daily Star and the Mail. Number 1, Punchgate. Celebrity.
What the hell did I just watch? That I've never heard of that before in my life, but this paedophile's been disguised as a school in Sheffield for... Seriously. It makes you laugh at, like, oh, this programme got canned, never to be aired. It surprised me that it got aired in the first place. And there's a few programmes like that where it surprises me that they actually got aired to begin with. Okay, so we're down to number 1 now. Punchgate. This is a series of Celebrity Big Brother that I did watch from start to finish. And who's the other guy? Is it Ryan Thomas or Thomas Ryan? He was one of the soap actors. I felt so bad for him at the time because you could see in him that, like, what kind of reaction was I going to get when I leave this house and things like that. And obviously, like, as the public, we all knew what was going to go down. We all knew, we saw firsthand of, like, what she was like and things like that. But yeah, I don't know how. I don't think I've actually seen her since the end of this, but I'll play it anyway, just in case you're not aware of this. But I'll play it. But this was crazy TV.
Big Brother.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not. It wasn't play fighting.
Show me here what he did. Oh, no!
Yes.
It's never been entirely clear why Roxanne Pallett decided to accuse housemate Ryan Thomas of physically assaulting her, but she definitely did, and the fallout was extreme.
Do you know what? Honestly, one thing that I don't like about Big Brother is the talking afterwards. I hate it. I think this was the one series where everyone was waiting for an eviction so everyone could see what went down with this Punchgate. And just to see everyone's reactions to what actually happened. Because obviously people took sides in the house and things like that. And then when they came out and they saw what actually happened, and then you could just see their eyes. Just you could see it in them. It was just like twitch straight away.
Since the Big Brother house has cameras in every nook and cranny, the alleged incident was caught on tape, and everybody except Pallett was in agreement that Thomas did nothing wrong. Regardless, the next few days saw the show receive tens of thousands of complaints as Pallett tried to turn other housemates against Thomas.
He's trying to manipulate them in thinking that I'm making this up, I'm not making it up. And he's tarnishing my reputation by saying this is an act.
Eventually, she quit, and Thomas was the show's final ever winner before its cancellation. Though
the funny thing is, though, is that I don't understand how you can be on TV and say, like, he's manipulating a situation, this is what he's trying to do, when she must know that there is a camera in every single nook and cranny of the house. I just don't know in her mind how she thought that she was going to get away with it.
She quit, and Thomas was the show's final ever winner before its cancellation. Though she wanted to end his career, she's the one who struggled to get out from the shadow of the accusation.
All I can say is I'm devastated and I'm sorry.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Guys, listen, let me know if you enjoy watching these, because like I said, I am such a big fan of the WatchMojo channels on YouTube, and I'd love to bring more of them to you. I've done a couple before. I need to actually go back and check the performance of them and see what kind of like reactions that they got, because I enjoy doing them so much. I really do, and I need to bring more. So that's where you guys need to let me know, but I really enjoyed this. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what was the most shocking for you down below. That Punchgate deserved to be at number 1. Number 2, I have no idea what the hell was going on. But yeah, there's some in there that are a bit... I can understand how they caused outrage, but at the same time, in my mind, thinking, really? Would it have really caused outrage? People got too much time on their hands to be complaining. But guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help. And until next time, sorry, take it easy. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Be kind. See you in the next one.